Hi, my name is Kylie. Welcome. Today, I was guided by Spirit to come and discuss different relationships that we have that might not be giving as equally as we are. They're not a give and take, they're not a two-way street um, where you feel as though you're giving more than you're receiving. And I feel as though right now that there's a lot of people out there that are they're basically pulling the whole relationship themselves, whether it's a romantic relationship or a family dynamic or a friendship dynamic. There are certain people that have very big hearts, and what they do is they give, and then it becomes this kind of dynamic of one person giving more and the other person taking. It's almost like, in one way, it's like, okay, yes, we need to set the expectations of like what we want from the relationship, but at the same time, when we give our hearts and we give, we don't expect that person to take too much. We think, we trust them, they're not going to take too much, they're going to take what they need and that's it. But that's not the case. I'm here to tell you today that there are a lot of people who know that when they find someone with a big heart, that they can get away with this. It's so much more common than you have. I mean, you just couldn't even understand the amount of, you know, improportionate relationships that are on this planet Earth. And I don't know about you, but me, for example, I I have a big heart. I'm a good person. I give too much. I did give too much. Now I cut any relationships that won't meet my set of boundaries. It's just how I'm gonna live from now on. I don't care if you're mother, father, sister, brother. I don't care. If you're not gonna respect me and meet me in the middle, and give to me what I give in the relationship, then I'm sorry. I care about myself too much. I'm finally putting myself first. For the first time in my life, I decided, you know what? Let's try it. And you know what? I have to be honest, everything's changed. And you know what? The thing is, we've been conditioned to believe that selflessness is a good thing. It's not, it's the opposite. God does not want us to give everything to someone who doesn't deserve it, especially that. Especially that. He feels there's too many good people giving way too much right now. And I feel if you were guided to this video that you are one of them. Um, the thing is, the way to make the change, what you need to do is sit down and write out what your beliefs and your boundaries, things that you feel when someone crossed that line, you felt uncomfortable. It made your soul feel gross. Like you felt like you were going against your inner knowing. Sit down and write out those non negotiables. And you're going to sit down with each person in your life and say, okay, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. This is what I'm going to need from you to continue this relationship. And depending on their reaction, if they really care, they will make that effort. They will say, you know what? Of course, anything you need. If they care. If they don't, then you know. And it might hurt, but in the long run, the thing is, when you start dropping lower vibrational people, this goes into the whole manifesting thing, right? We don't start manifesting. We're always manifesting. Our whole life we've been manifesting. As a collective, as an individual, we're always doing it. So when you're around negative people, and you're thinking negatively, what do you think you're bringing to you, right? When you start dropping the dead weight in the negativity and you start getting more positive, talk to God, pray to God. I just said in the last video, the reason you haven't heard from him is because you didn't reach out, you know? I mean, that's the case for me. That was the case for me. So I feel as though a lot of people are thinking, because we've been taught from society to give and to not, not to masturbate, not to do this, like that's self-love. You know that, right? God feels as though that's self-love. A lot of stuff has been taken out of context and twisted to keep the masses kind of dumb in this line of just going and not asking questions. You know what I mean? I think it's time to ask some fucking questions, to be honest. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's time. I at least question these things. Why wouldn't he want you to, you know, take care of a need that you have. Why? That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying, okay, I'm going to give you hunger, but don't eat. I'm going to give you, you know, thirst, but don't drink. Does that make sense? I'm going to be real. Like, does that really sound like something that an all loving, all knowing being would do? Shit's gotten twisted. And my purpose here on this earth is to tell people the truth. And, you know, if you want to listen, if you don't, you know what? It's okay. Everyone is allowed to do whatever they want. I'm not here to impose my will on anyone, just to tell the truth. My truth and my connection with Source is I'm able to connect directly. I'm a conduit. This message is coming from him. I am literally a medium through, you know, basically middleman. So I'm not just saying this is my opinion. This is Source's opinion. God, Source, whatever you call him, it doesn't matter. The names are relevant. It doesn't care what he's called. Just acknowledge that he exists. Talk to him. Ask him for something. Ask him, you know, ask him or be grateful, you know. That's the thing. Like, a lot of people, we're looking at the glasses, it's half empty. When you flip it and you say, okay, the glass is half full, you start to be more positive. Once you cut these lower vibrational negative people out of your life, you start to get more positive, right? If you research the law of attraction and look up all the universal laws, and you will understand manifestation and how to get it to be positive manifestations as opposed to negative. You need to get at a high vibration and stay there. You need to surround yourself with people, but you also, when you're vibrating high and you're happy and you're positive, guess what you're going to attract? High vibrational things. If you've been dealing with shitty men or women or whatever, and you've been stuck with these low vibrational dickheads, and you're wondering, why can't I find a good man? Or why can't I find a good man? They're all suck. Well, it's time to take a look in the mirror. You know what I mean? I'm not being rude. I'm being honest because I had to do it myself. I had to do it. And guess what? It changes. It changes everything. You need to look up universal laws and then get right with them. Get on the right side of them. And that's how you're going to change your life. And that's God telling you that. God wants us to do well. He does not want this bullshit. The earth has gotten a little out of control. And I feel like there's a bunch of people sent here at this time to change that. I being one of them. I'm working for him. So, like I said, I wanted to share this. It is so important. And look up universal laws. Start figuring out what you want. Listen to your intuition. Sit down, write out what you want. The people that don't like it, they can kick rocks. Because it's so, do you really want to keep manifesting awful shit because of other people that don't even really add that much value to your life? Because when you sit there and you look at it and you're like, oh, that would suck if I had to leave, but would it? Would it really suck? I mean, yeah, you might be a little sad, but at the end of the day, when you get into an actual good relationship, you're going to be like, what the fuck was I doing? What? Why didn't I listen sooner? All right, so I'll leave it there. I just wanted to put this out there. Well, God wanted to put this out there. And just look up the universal laws and, you know, take some inventory, you know, maybe pray, see what happens, you know, doesn't hurt. All right, let me know if you have any questions, anything. Like I said, I'll try to get to them if I can, and most likely I'll be able to, so just let me know. All right.